Jeremy, thank you. Tonight, the focus remains on that deadly officer-involved shooting in downtown Savannah. Police say that 27-year-old Mark Wibby was shot and killed after police saw him waving a gun on River Street. Today, Savannah Mayor Van Johnson speaking publicly about this case for the first time and what comes next.
The point at which those officers felt that their lives were in immediate danger, or the lives of other people were in immediate danger. That's the trigger. That's the point at which deadly force is authorized.
But first, here's what we know about the investigation. The GBI is leading this case, and that process could take months for them to wrap up their investigation. And once that's done, the Chatham County District Attorney will decide if any laws were broken or not. I spoke exclusively with the District Attorney, Shalina Cook-Jones, about how that decision is made. Have questions about the Savannah Police Department's fatal shooting of Mark Dennis Wibby Jr.? So does the Chatham County District Attorney, Shalina Cook-Jones.
A homeless man who gets out of jail, I would think your first priority would be to find bread, food, housing, shelter. And yet here was a man mentally ill and homeless who was able to get his hands on a gun.
What the district attorney is certain about is how the investigation into the fatal shooting will unfold. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation will lead the probe as requested by the Savannah Police Department.
Their role is to come in to take witness statements, to collect evidence, to investigate in the same way that we expect every other police department to investigate a crime. The GBI just does investigation. They don't make arrests. They don't determine criminal culpability.
No conclusion.
They don't make a conclusion.
Once the GBI finishes its investigative report, they hand it over to you, and then what happens?
They're usually reviewed by our sworn law enforcement officers and investigators. And what we do is determine whether or not their investigation is complete or whether further investigation is required. If so, then they do that investigation and they collect that information. And then at that point, it's sent up the chain to me to make a determination as to whether or not any of the officers involved should be held criminally responsible.
And if they are criminally held responsible, then what happens?
We start the grand jury process and bring charges against the officer.
And if there is no finding of criminal responsibility, then what happens?
If I find that there is no criminal responsibility, then I will issue a statement to the GBI saying I don't find any criminal fault. I will probably issue a statement to that law enforcement officer, his or her attorney, if they've retained one, and the police department. And as far as I'm concerned, that closes the matter unless and until there's additional evidence or a reason to look into it again.
I went to the GBI website and I discovered that the GBI investigated 83 cases of officer-involved shootings in Georgia from just last year. From start to finish, this investigation could take 6 months or longer.